Hey guys, we are standing in a structure that you have never seen before, but I bet you will a whole lot from now on. This is my new garage. I just closed on my new house, and I just got back from signing all the paperwork and got the keys, so I figure I would do a little video tour while the place is empty. So, this is the garage. Nice, big two-car garage with a good concrete slab. Not that old, looks to be fairly well built, simple construction, just 2x4s and plywood basically, and got a few spare tidbits up here like vinyl siding for the place. It does have vinyl siding on it, and some pipes, and the best of all, they left me with manual push mower. Not a big yard, no reason to invest in a power mower. I will make do with that just fine, and some spare shingles should we ever need one. So, it's kind of cold out here, so let's move inside. Oh, one last thing I wanted to point out is Sunday? I don't know, maybe, since I've only got one vehicle, and this place is pretty big in the garage, maybe I will insulate it, wallboard it, put in a heater, or at least set up some type of maybe woodworking area out here to make use of the space, but if nothing else, plenty of storage. All right, let's move out of here. It's night, so visibility's not so hot. So, side of the garage, a nice bedding, raised bed here for a garden. Let's see, I'll try to get my phone out here and put the flashlight mode on. There's an alley behind the place, so garage leads right into an alley, so that's what's out through this gate here is alley and garbage cans and all that. So here's the raised bed. The yard is completely fenced in, so should we ever get a dog, it'd be great for that. Pretty decent sized yard, and best of all, it's got a massive tree, which is one of the big selling points on it. Of course, it being winter, you're not going to see any leaves on it, but a tree this big, I mean, I don't know how old it is, but I see neighbors around here, the trees have been cut down, they never had a tree. I mean, this is just such a huge asset to have, especially in this hot summers, you know, all that nice shade. And looks like at some point somebody had a swing here, so we may put one up there as well. A little bench here, a couple plants. This side, the fence is just chain link. Not sure what type of plant this is, some type of vine here. And we got a little planter. And then a nice big cement deck. And many people out here to entertain. And this lot is a little bit wider than standard Chicago lot. So often in Chicago, the lots are only about 20 feet wide and the buildings are right next to each other. This one's a little bit wider, so there's actually a pretty good gangway between the house on either side of me. Little AC unit here, and then there's a very funky deck. So this place is about 100 years old. It's been reclad who knows how many times. I think under this, we did a little detective work. We did the inspection. Looks like maybe there were some shingles at some point. Original would have been wood siding. Right now there's vinyl siding that's in pretty good shape. So probably wanted to do anything for a long time. So up the back here is this funky deck, which is not strictly up to code, but pretty solidly made. So let's take a quick run up there. So 3 entrances in the back, which is kind of odd. There's a door going down into the basement. There's a door going into the main floor. Then if you follow the deck, you can actually get in up top there. And then there's the other side of the place. So let's do a little run up the deck. Boy, certainly taking a cold for the turn for the cold. My fingers are starting to go numb here. She left me a chair. I haven't completed walking through every nook and cranny of the place, so I've been finding some surprises. Stuff that was left behind by the previous owner. So, not exactly a huge deck. Like maybe 6x8 or so. But a neat thing to have. So you get a better look at how friggin' huge this tree is. And there's the garage. So our neighbor's garage is basically identical, and I see they have external lights. I'm not sure if ours does, or maybe the bulbs are out. Alright, so Single chair here, inside the building. So this used to be an outdoor deck up here and down below, and they enclosed it at some point in the past to increase the square footage, and then built this deck out here. I don't think I've got the key to that door, so I'm going to go back down and go in on the first floor. Ah, that's better. Alright, let's see. Right, here we go. So this place is old, and it's got a mix. I mean, over the years, people have done work to it. So this is, no doubt, a very old hinge, very likely the original. Same with the lock hardware. But other doors have newer hardware installed on them. So come right in that main, or that door on the main level there. We go right into the kitchen, which has been remodeled fairly recently. Granite countertops, decent cabinetry. Looks like a pretty solid stove here. Gas, nice big grills and so on. Built a microwave, and more storage than I've ever had at any place I've lived. So you got cabinets there, and then a ton of cabinets on the other side. And this funky cutout here is for the heat. So one central hot air heater with pipes running all up through the place with return registers scattered around here and there. So heat comes out of there. There's kind of a drag because they had to put the refrigerator over here, which blocks this window partially. It'd be nice if the refrigerator could slide in right here, but then of course you'd block the heat. So cabinets all around there. Funky open area for I don't know what. More cabinets, sink, and a dishwasher, which is something I haven't had in about 18 years. That door leads to the basement, which we will look at later. Hopefully that will be a new workshop. So this has the old hardware, which I really like. So neat hinges and neat brass bronze, whatever mechanism. All right. So we go into here. This is where we get into that funky enclosed porch. So we go from old, probably maple hardwood flooring to, well, whatever this is, modern synthetic flooring. Did a decent job with the windows back here. These windows I have no explanation for. Glass block that has been shrunk down even more by this frame. I imagine the glass blocks, either they were cut or they extend into here. And then these very, very small crank windows in the middle with an itty-bitty storm window over it. I have no explanation other than somebody had this left over, and whoever built this enclosed porch used just whatever they had lying around. Eventually, I will very likely take these out and put in more conventional windows like these guys over here. Oh, another thing left by the previous owner, I now have a card table. At least there's some furniture here. Something else I have that I'm not used to is more closets than I know what to do with. The current place I have is a little bit older than this. It's more like 130 years old, and back then they basically didn't build closets. There's one pantry off the kitchen that we'd use as a closet, but that's it. So here's closet number one. And we've also got a plethora of bathrooms. So here is bathroom number one, which is, like many things here, funky. So bathtub with a window right here, sink right here, window or mirror, which is not attached to the wall, so I got to be careful with that. And toilets crammed into a rather small area. And one nice thing about the toilet, no handle to flush. It's touch operated. That's one on me. Nice job on the tile though. Pretty green tile work there. Otherwise, pretty bare. Alright, so now let's move on to the meat of the house. Okay, so moving from this enclosed porch, which I guess would now be like a dinette area, we get into what was originally the main house. So kitchen, and then into this, which they would call the dining room, I guess, which would be right here. So you gotta remember, in these old houses, proportions are a bit different than we'd have nowadays. So what they call the dining room is, oh, I don't know, 12 by 15, something like that, 10 by 15. Nice window, curtain there, and ceiling fan lights. And those are the stairs going upstairs. So yeah, I could put a dining room table in here, but I actually don't have one right now. I've got, well, I did a video on it. I got a modest size, like 5 by 5 dinette table that can be pulled out with the leaf to be about 8 feet by 5 feet. I figured that'll go in here. And this for now, I'll leave this open. Flooring in here has changed. I believe this is oak. Now, I recently posted a video showing a lot of my TVs and radios in storage, and people have asked, oh, did you get a big place? Thinking that I'm going to move everything in here. I don't know. I mean, I've been living in such cramped quarters for so long, I kind of want to enjoy having some space. So, for the time being, I'm just going to bring in the biggest and the best. The biggest simply because I don't want to drag them into storage, and the best, well, because the best deserve to be seen and enjoyed. All right, so moving from the dining area, we go into, what do you call a living room, I guess. Nice bay window feature here, and we've got a porch out front, something I've never had in my entire life. So not only do we have a good backyard with a great concrete deck and a back deck, or back porch, stairway, whatever you want to call it, we've also got a front deck. So I'm very much hoping to enjoy being outside, something I really haven't done at my past residence. So working your way up, we are now at the front door. So this place is not all that big. So that is the back, and this is the front. And before they did that addition, you can see it was considerably shorter. So even with the addition, the footprint of the house is only about half of the length of the lot. So I think the lot's 120 feet deep. So then we got the front parkway. So the main building is, I don't know, 45, 50 feet deep, something like that. All right, so here's the front door. It's got modern hardware on it, but hey, what can you do? Funky lamp here. Let's see if I can figure out how to get that on. There we go. And hey, we got a nice little coat rack, nice feature. And then there's this, which we're not quite sure what to make of this. I'll show you more from the other side. So weird cutaway there, and what looks like it could be a door to a closet, but there's no puller, there's no nothing, and there's a screw driven up here. So this used to be a hinge door that would fold open, but that's been closed off. So basically you come in and take a left turn and you're into this area. And over here is what they call a bedroom. Now if I decide I want to make a display area for my best sets, I think this would be it. It's basically on the ground level. It's up a few feet, a couple steps I have to go up to bring big sets in, but certainly don't want to carry them all the way up to the second floor. There's a good sized room, and right now don't really need it since there's a lot of living area upstairs. So I think if I want to have a display room, this would be it. Ceilings here, similar to what the place I'm at now, probably 8.5 feet high or so, which is great for stacking stuff up high. So again, like here's, it appears to be an old door, but new hardware. Whereas here, we've got a door with some really nice old hardware on it and old hinges. So we'd seen that funky walled off closet thing. Well, here it is from the other side. And they really blocked it off here. And they made this into yet another closet. And even stranger, there's a window here that they put blue painter's tape over. And this goes right to the outside, the front porch. So when you're outside and it's backlit, you just see this weird blue glow here. And there's a shelf in here. So, I mean, I get it. If this was somebody's bedroom and they wanted it to be private and that's where they hang their clothes, great. And this does appear to be original. I don't know what I'd be curious to see what was the original layout, because this for sure is all new. But this looks like it's old. This is very definitely old. So was the original layout, you come in the front door, you could go around this way, and then you'd walk into this door? I don't know. I'm inclined to rip all this out and or at least make this functional, so when people come in, they can walk into this closet, put their shoes and their coats somewhere or something. I don't know. Hey, nothing wrong with having lots of projects to work on. Here we can get kind of a taste of the walls. No doubt these are plaster and lath walls. And I don't know what happened here that somebody had to repair it all the way around. It's all kind of funky up there too, and peeling and stuff. And I got a window. So you're going to see these things on the floor. This is the return register. So the cold air goes back down to the heating unit there, and the hot air comes out here. Not too keen about this modernish nickel switch plate. I'll see about replacing that someday. And here we have a mirror with this kind of funky thing. I'd asked the previous owner where did she put the TV, and this is where they had it, with the sofa over here, so we might do something different. Right now I got my TV hanging on the wall, so it's over here, and the TV on the wall over there. Just with this odd layout, it's not, if I hang a TV on the wall, I guess another option is to put it over there. All right, let's do a quick run through upstairs to get down to the fun stuff in the basement. Their heating units. This might be the only thermostat, I'm not sure. Let's see if there's another one upstairs. Stairs going upstairs. Good solid, good rise and run. Unlike the place I'm at now, which has very steep stairs that are not up to code, I'm sure. Window here. And we turn around, and we are now upstairs. Still trying to learn my way around all the light switches. So you come up the stairs, and if you go to the left, you're in the master bedroom. Another switch plate I'd like to replace. All right, so this is definitely an upgrade from what I've got now. My current bedroom is only 7 by 10. This is something real nice. Considerably bigger, but also the layout is just great. Modern. Well, this is definitely a modern door, hollow core. It's weird. I don't understand how some of the doors can be old like these, whereas this is a new door. Because all right, so let's back up a little. So we're in the main bedroom here. So this house has a pitched roof right down the center here. Now, they did one of the best jobs I've ever seen of making good use of space when you've got a pitched roof. Often what they'll do is they'll have they'll have the sides come up and be right angles, and then in the top and the above that will be an attic space. Maybe they'll bump out some dormer windows, trying to make funky use of that space. Here they kept it, or they made as much use as they could, so we get partial angles in here. Did a nice job plastering it, so really nice high ceilings, and they pushed these walls out as much as they could without having these angles start to come down where you'd bump your head. And they bumped it out in front, so below this we got a bay window. Well, there's something like that up here in the bedroom with this nice seating area here to get a nice view out there. And what are these doors on either side? Well, these are like his and hers closets. So you can see now that roof angle keeps coming down, and they put as much closet space in here as they could. So, I mean, I was saying earlier, I got more closet space than I know what to do with. And this is a similar one on the other side, and we're not done with the closet. So, I mean, geez, huge walk-in closet. Nice little touch. And needs a little bit of plaster work here and there. But this place is generally in really good shape. And look at it. In the closet, we've got these really nice maple floors. But these sure look like they're original. I mean, I really don't think at some point this wall wasn't here and this came all the way down. But why would you put? Well, I guess back in the day, that's probably the only choice they had. But geez, these days, this would cost a lot of money. And the kitchen floor has some damage, so, and it's the same type of flooring, so I suppose one option for me would be to reclaim the flooring from the attic and use it to replace the flooring in the kitchen. And then over here, I like these doors too because they're like mini full-size doors. So they got full-size hinges and door hardware, but they're little itty-bitty doors. And then over here, similar deal. Closets. Nice little itty-bitty CFL in here. Oh, and it lets me a little chest of drawers, a shoe rack thing. Nice touch. I've also noticed it's got wiring for landlines, which I'll probably just rip out. It's intended for a landline again. Also, cable TV wiring, so I'm hoping I can get internet service set up fairly easily. I don't think I'll get cable TV, but at least internet service. All right, so back to the stairway. And now we go into this, which is the bathroom. This is going to take some getting used to. I have no idea why the bathroom is 6 inches up higher. I've already stumbled over this a couple times. Not so much going in, because you can see it, but when I come out, I think it's level and I stumble. The bathroom, very nice. Recently remodeled. Nice big walk-in shower. Way better than what I've got now. A cool recessed area to hold stuff. Just some cabinet here. And mirror, but it's not a medicine cabinet. It's attached to the wall. And I like this, the vent fan. It's a nice light fixture rather than just a big ugly vent up there. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. Pretty cool. If I had to guess, this is for wiping the humidity off the glass. Oh, it's wet in there. When it was last used. Alright, so back out here, so back to the stairs, and if we go right, we go into this, which is, I guess, also categorized as a bedroom. And we've got another closet. And we've got another closet. And we've got that, which I'll get to in a moment. So another modern door with modern hardware, but the closets have this old hardware. Don't think there, oh yeah, there is. I don't know how to turn. Oh, it's got a pull on it. There we go. So, let's one more. So I guess if I wanted to, oh, again, the old, there's a nice, really nice. I always had these floors refinished fairly recently because they're all in fantastic shape. I mean, whatever sets I can't fit into storage, and if I don't want to chew up on the living space, I could certainly pack a whole lot of them into this space. Now, the place I'm at now is brick, and the walls are like a brick, like a foot thick, and I got no issues of putting a lot of weight into anywhere because I figure the structure can handle it. Here, I'm not so sure how much weight I'd want to put like up on the second floor. So another heat return. This one's placed kind of in an odd location. So this, yeah, technically was a bedroom. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. Unless the realtor left some photos up on the walls too of what the place looked like, so it'll be a nice reference. And over here, I think you can guess what this is. It's another closet, but this one has something a little special in it. Oh, and there's no light. Oh yeah, here it is. We've got another door. Could this be a closet within a closet? Maybe there's another closet after this. Well, no, it's not that exciting. When they remodeled the bathroom, they left a access to the water shut off. So the shower, I believe, is on the other side of this wall. I'll tell you, when I first saw this, I was thinking, wow, did some architect have a sense of humor and gonna put a closet within a closet? But no, it's just an access panel. I'll tell you what, if I was a kid, this would be an awesome place for hide and seek. Alright, so, and now we hit what was the end of the original structure. We go into the upper extended area. And this, they did it with funky materials. So whoever built this enclosed porch must have used whatever they had. For example, we've got some grounded outlets. Why do we have this, which is not grounded? And according to the inspector, it's actually wired reverse. The ground and neutral are flipped, and I think they are in a couple other outlets up here too. Whatever. And up here, there is a window air conditioning unit. So this place has central air, but these extensions above and below, they're not heated and they're not cooled. There are no heat registers run out to them, or there are no ducts for heating or cooling. So I'm not sure what we're going to do about that in the long run. Let's see. Light, there's a fan. The light might be burned out. Let's see, there's got a window, a little crank window over here. So, yeah, so we got an oddly sized crank window over here. On the other side, we got the air conditioning, and then we've got this large picture frame. And just kind of generic industrial carpeting. But hey, it's room, again, I mean, storage, office, whatever. I'm sure I'll find some use for it. And then here, we are outside. My back porch with the chair. Two doors over, a neighbor has a large above ground pool, so maybe we'll have to make friends with them. Alright, so let's see about that hatch in the ceiling. Well, what that is a pull-down hatch to the attic. So, yes, they made very good use of this space where they angled it up as much as they could, but there is still a small attic up there. Not much. I mean, you can see that it goes from here to about there, so imagine the attic's not too big. Well, unfortunately, when we first came here and pulled that down, it kind of broke. One of the springs broke. It came swinging down. They did repair it, but there is no pull down. So I'm going to go grab something to grab a lip of that and kind of pull it down, and we'll take a peek up there. All right, I was able to jump up and grab the edge of the hatch. I've always wanted one of these. Just like any good horror movie, you gotta have one of these. Now this definitely needs work. This is very rickety, very half-assed. But I have gone up here once before. I think it can hold my weight. So let's take a little peek up there. Alright, and also like any good horror movie, we've got a couple old suitcases they left behind. So you can see there's not a whole lot to it. lines go all the way to the front of the building. That weird angle thing up there is the vent for the furnace, I believe. They went at a weird angle, I guess, so they could exit the building dead center. Pretty good shape. It's got a fairly new roof. They actually do have insulation up here. Once I get a better job, get a better hatch up here, I'll take a better look up here, make sure it's well insulated. Meanwhile, maybe I'll grab one of these suitcases and see what's inside. Yeah, that's enough of that. I don't want this thing collapsing on me. I understand you can get prefab kits for these things. I'll get a better one on there and then do a much better treatment all around this edge with a nice pull down. So, hey, I like to tinker around myself. I got no problem doing some handyman work or maybe getting somebody to help me out. So here's one of the cases I brought down. Clearly it's been up there a very, very long time. And it also felt pretty empty, so I don't think there's going to be anything in here. I'm also thinking it might be locked. By how light this is, I'm pretty sure it's empty, so I don't think there's going to be any magic treasure in there. Alright, anyways, let's get down into the basement. Oh, I don't think I mentioned this nice detail. The separation between the living room and the dining room has this nice arch detail to it. Might be structural too, I don't know. But it certainly adds a nice little touch to the place. The other thing I like about it is all the windows are fairly modern and double pane and in pretty good shape. Also, it's hooked up for an alarm system. There's sensors on all the windows. I'll see about that getting activated. Not that this area is really high in crime or anything, but that's for peace of mind. Alright, so now down into the basement. Which I do intend to make into a workshop. The one drag is that the stairs are a little bit and there's no railing. However, there is another way to get down here, which we will see in a bit. I got a mop, I have one cleaning utensil. So, well, here is the heart of the building. Here's the heating unit, which has an option for adding humidity to the air, which is great. And there's a heat vent here. I wasn't sure about that. It's pretty cold down here. There really isn't any heat per se. Alright, so come down the stairs and we've got miscellaneous stuff, some paint, some old insulation, nice utility sink, and a washer and dryer. The washer looks to be pretty good. The dryer, it's a bit old, but all the stuff still works, so hey, can't complain too much. They left me with plenty of stuff. Hopefully some of that will come in useful. Some really funky wall treatment with some insulation behind it. At least they made some effort to do something. That'll come in handy. Alright, so then we get to the electrical. Which, well, it's got 100 amp service. I'll just get right to that. Which for a house this size is alright. I'll probably update it to 200 at some point. At least it's nicely labeled, and I guess this is a no-no for code in Chicago. You really shouldn't double these up. They should have knocked one of these out. What's a little scary is this is the original box. Yeah, look at that. So, at some point, I'll probably put down the money to fix. So there should be some GFI outlets installed here and there. A couple of the outlets have reversed hot neutral. That should be dealt with and upgraded service to 200 amps, and do something about this. We got this, I think it's called Romex, running around the basement. So here is the other way in to the house, which is currently barricaded. And nice touch, somebody put their handprints up here. Oh, we got an alarm on it, which is nice. The reason it's barricaded, I believe, is it looks like somebody broke in here at some point. The deadbolt has no corresponding piece over here. And they put this piece of metal in here. So I think somebody kicked this in or something at some point. So got a nice 2x4. And there was a lock down here. So it's something. But this is the other way in. Oh, I see. It's pumping into this cast iron pipe, so that's a little bit of an issue. The door will not open fully. There's a really ancient screen door out here. But then just a few steps and we're ground level. So if I want to bring stuff in from the garage, which is out that way, I can just come straight down here, down a few steps, and hey, we're in the basement. And there's the back porch. Now, something else I did not notice until today. Let me get my light out. Is a few times I've been on the property before, I had never noticed this hatch. So this is, we are now under that extension on the back of the building. So right above this would be the dinette area. Well, I notice there's a little handle here, and there probably used to be a lock up there at some point. Well, if I ever need to dispose any bodies, this might be the place. Right now it's got some bald tires. And I don't know what that is. I think it's a piece of, looks like they put drywall up on top of this for some reason. Maybe to hold insulation in or something. Well, that fell down. So this is definitely an odd area. And there's a sewer access. But hey, if I never needed to store some outdoor stuff, maybe patio furniture or something during the off season, I've got this space. Alright, I have rebarricaded the door. Now, moving on, here's more of the ADT security system. Backup battery, I assume. I don't appear to be hooked up. And this is locked. I hope with the millions of keys they gave me, I have the key to this. Oh, there's the furnace, water heater. This stuff, although it looked to me to be pretty good, is all like 15 years old, so really on its last legs. But I already made arrangements to replace the water heater. And we'll see about the furnace. I mean, I can get it cleaned up pretty good and serviced. I mean, it's working now, so who knows how long it might last. Depending on how long I plan on living here, I may replace it at some point with something even better. But for now, it works. Yeah, I wonder what that is. Maybe a carbon monoxide sensor. Maybe one of you guys knows. Alright, oh, and some spare stuff. Here's a door with some old hinges. Maybe I can salvage something from that. Some more modern hollow core door. Oh yeah, that's a really ancient door. Piece of glass in the middle. Who knows, that might have been the original front door or something. Bad wood paneling. What can you do? There is no ceiling down here. It's just all exposed stuff, which I have no problem with. I mean, hey, you know what's going on. You know what you got. I'm about 5'10" and a half or so, and I can just skate by most of this. This ductwork is just scraping the top of my head. So, I mean, I certainly wouldn't put a lowered ceiling in here is what I'm getting at. And I mentioned there were a lot of bathrooms. Well, here we go. Here's another bathroom. I have no idea why there's a full bathroom down here. Oh, the sink is leaking. Ooh. Yeah, the washer's got to be replaced on the hot water side. It's not cool. Alright, that might be my first handyman repair. Kind of regret touching it now because I can't get it fully turned on. There we go. With a bathtub. Oh, they left me the hose and the hose reel. Alright. I have no idea not only why is there a bathroom down here, but why did they put a freaking bathtub and tile it and everything? I mean, do you need a shower and 2 bathrooms in a house? I don't know. I kind of would have rather had more space for like a workshop than have a bathroom. Okay. Whatever, it's here. Very cheap flooring. There we go. Alright, so unfortunately all this stuff, the utility stuff, the bathroom, this area, takes up about half of the basement. Doesn't leave a ton of room for a workshop, but well, there's something. Now the other unfortunate thing is the main light in this workshop area is not working. And it's not going to be working very easily. So I'd mentioned about that Romex stuff run all over the basement. I doubt anything down here is up to code. I'm pretty sure, I know in Chicago you need to run, you can't use just the plastic insulated multi-conductor house wiring. It's got to be in conduit. I'm not sure about this flex conduit though. I don't know if that's cool or not with the code. But what certainly is shitty in this situation is, so we got this running out here and comes around, it goes directly into the light fixture. There's no outlet. This light fixture is not plugged into anything. So, it's fluorescent, yeah, I mean it's probably the ballast of the tubes or something, but I kind of don't want to use it at all. I'd rather use something else. But it's hardwired in. There's nowhere to plug in. There's nowhere to plug a light in. Well, down there is. But I mean, as far as the ceiling lights go, this is built in. Something else that has got to go is this mirror. Every time I walk down here, ooh, watch out for that threshold too. Every time I walk down here, I think that the basement's bigger than it is. I'm like, oh, hey, here's an entrance. Here's a doorway. I'm like, ooh, that is not a passage to Narnia. That is just a mirror with an arched top. There are some windows, some ventilation, so we're not exactly underground. It's a basement, but the ground level is a little bit below this ledge, so kind of like right about here or so. Because remember, the main level is up a few steps, which is good. There's no evidence that there has ever been any moisture down here, which is a big plus in my mind. We're not anywhere near a floodplain or anything like that. We're on high ground, so I don't have to worry about any flooding down here ever. Funky storage closet with incredibly thin plywood. I'll probably just rip those doors right off. I got no reason to have a locked little closet thing down here. And more cleaning supplies, random materials. But hey, it's always nice to, on my mind anyways, to be able to see the structure. So you know what you got. You can look for evidence of any kind of moisture, dry rot. You can see that, you know, that it's the size of the timbers they use and all that, and everything here seems to be really solid. And here's the gas hookup. Again, everything, all the stuff is just totally exposed. If I ever need to do any work or have work done on anything, it's all right there. Don't need to cut holes into anything. So speaking of holes, as mentioned, there's a front porch. It's probably not original because There was a window here at some point. Well, this window is now leads to under the front porch, so I guess I decided to just put some foam over it and then put a sheet of plastic over that. But on the other side of this, I believe it's a piece of glass that leads to underneath the front porch. Which, just like we saw on the back, there was an area under the back porch. There's an area under the front porch. It's similar, where there's a latched area and, I mean, whatever, storage, hide the bodies, whatever. This is an area under the front porch. Looks like they also had wired it down here for cable. So, yeah, bad wood paneling, no ceiling, and this is the worst part of all. So I'd mentioned about, yeah, it's high enough to clear me. So around here, the bottoms of these beams are probably 6 feet 2 inches, maybe 3 inches. Then you got this beam. Clearly people have been bashing their heads into it, so they wrapped a little bit of foam around it. I can't clear that. I got to drop my head a little bit. I'm guessing the bottom of this is around 5'8". Possibly, if I got a structural engineer, they could replace this with steel or something to get it up to like here. I mean, but that'd be some major undertaking. Plus, this ductwork is hanging down even lower. So, as I mentioned, it's not heated down here. Right now, it's not too bad. It's about 30 degrees outside and probably 60 or 55 down here. Livable. I could plug in a space heater. It'd be fine. But when I came down here earlier, it was more like maybe 10 degrees outside. It was pretty darn cold down here. Too cold for me to want to be working down here. So possibly something could be cut into this ductwork to provide some heating down here. But I'd want to get an HVAC engineer before. I don't want to rob heat from the rest of the structure and overtax the furnace. More bad drywall. I guess there are a decent number of outlets. So I guess somebody, I don't know, the real estate agent told me that there were like a band rehearsed down here at some point. I have no idea. Another window with some ventilation here. So anyways, so this would be the workshop area, I'm thinking. So the workbench all along this wall. Now the one thing that's going to be a big difference for me is that I don't have the high ceilings like at my other place. So currently my workbench comes up to maybe here, and then I've got shelf of equipment above it. Here I won't be able to quite do that, but on the other hand, I got way more room. So my current workshop is in a room that's only 7 by 7. Here, I don't know what it is, from that wall to that wall, 20 feet, 25 feet. So I can clearly make a really, really long workbench, and it could curve all around here. Make a great model railroad layout too, if I was so inclined. More mirrors. Glass block window, but this one has no vent. Weird hinge thing here, and right up here is a bathtub. So again, this cutaway structure was great because we realized that the sealer on the bottom of that bathtub drain was leaking a little bit, and because it was cut away, we could see that, and it got repaired. Now, there is a hole here, not only in this, but it goes all the way to the outside, and it's been packed up with foam. At some point, I bet they had some type of heating unit down here, and that was for ventilation. I don't think it was for a dryer. I think that's always been where it is over there. They might have had a kerosene heater or something. I want to deal with that at some point. I want to clear out all this old vermiculite or whatever insulation. Maybe replace this with something. But, you know, that's all down the line. And on the floor, we got, I don't know, some sort of industrial carpeting. It's got some underlayment. It's got some cushion to it, and I'm not going to complain about that. So will I have a new workshop set up? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how invested I want to get with setting things up, knowing I want to do work down here eventually. But my current workbench is so small. I mean, it would only go from like here to like over here. And then plug stuff in, and well, that's that. Oh, they left me with lots of extra bits and pieces of stuff. Alright, well that is it. That is the full tour. I hope you guys enjoyed this look at my new digs. I will do updates as I get more stuff moved in, but for now, this is Bob signing out, and hope you enjoyed this look at my new home.